everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Jade, but please call me Jelly. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, as I always say, I'm going to be talking about something, I guess a bit weird. Well, it's weird for me to talk about these because I know they're strange and they may be, you know, normal people probably don't experience some of these. But at the same time, I wanted for you to get to know me a little bit, I guess, because I've been on this channel for a while and some of you may not know all the little weird things about me. I guess I wanted to share some of them with you today. So as you can see, I'm going to be talking about my weird fears and phobias because one, it's content, and two, maybe you can get a good laugh out of these at my expense, and three, I just wanted to share them with you because if I get them off of my chest, maybe I won't feel so creeped out by these things, I guess. I hope. So I'm going to start off by talking about like the things I'm not as scared of in comparison to the thing I'm most scared about, and I'm really creeped out, I guess, by people brushing their teeth. It probably sounds really, really strange, but when I'm brushing my own teeth, it doesn't bother me at all. Obviously, dental hygiene is important. Yeah, when I'm brushing my own teeth, it's fine. Doesn't bother me, but it's mainly when I'm watching, I think people, like in person, not that I watch people brush their teeth in person because that would be equally as creepy, but it's mainly on YouTube videos and obviously mainly films and TV series and stuff on Netflix. Like if someone's brushing their teeth, I'll feel really sick and I'll have like goosebumps like all over my arms. I'll just like feel really cold and like I'll need to look away because it makes me feel really, really nauseous. I don't know if this is a legitimate fear, but I think when you look up the term phobia or a fear of something, one of the symptoms is like hot and cold sweats, which I experience watching people brush their teeth, and I think goosebumps and like a weird reaction to certain things, and yeah, it'll make me feel sick, which is another symptom. I don't know what it is, but it's like, it's the noise, and like when they're brushing their teeth, like I can feel it on mine, but obviously because I'm not the one actually doing it, I need to stop doing this. Yeah, and that just like, ugh, like it's a cringy feeling and I just hate it, and yeah, it makes me feel sick, and I can like taste the toothpaste. And yeah, it's just really weird. I don't know why I experience this, but I guess everyone who has a fear and a phobia of something, they don't really know why they don't like that thing, they just don't like it. And I just don't like watching people brush their teeth. It's so disgusting and nasty. It's the sound, like multiple sounds, like the sound and then spitting and then it's like, it's gross. The second thing, I guess, is not really, well, it is a fear, and it's mainly linked, I think, to anxiety disorders, and I really hate answering the phone. And I don't mean like text messages, I mean phone calls, especially if I don't know who's calling me. If it's like, it says unknown, I'm not answering that. If I know who it is, obviously, like if it's my mum, if it's like relatives, I kind of know it's important, then I'll obviously answer the phone. If it's not important, I'll let it ring, and if they really need to contact me, then just leave a voicemail, or more importantly, text me or message me on Facebook, because then I'll answer. The thing you need to say to me, if you can shorten it down into a text message, then why do you need to ring me, basically. But yeah, it's a major problem, I guess. It's not so bad now because obviously living in my own house, I need to be a responsible adult, and I do need to answer phone calls, important phone calls. You know, phone calls for problems with the utility bills or anything like that, doctor's appointments, I suppose, are quite important. But yeah, I mean, when I lived with my parents, I would not really have my independence because I'll just be like, oh yeah, they can just ring up the doctors for me, they can book my dentist appointments, it's fine. Obviously when the phone rings, they would answer, and if it's for me, they shout me down, I'll be like, no, like tell them I'm busy. I'm a bit better with it now because I think my anxiety on a whole is a lot better. I do have a bit more confidence, like speaking to people in general, especially like working in retail. I do talk to a lot of people on a daily basis and I do actually really enjoy it, so I think that has really helped like with my phone call phobia answering the phones, and even making phone calls is quite scary. I do find that kind of scary because I think it's hard to read someone's body language over the phone. Obviously when you're sitting in front of someone and talking to them, you can see their body language and like their eyes and like facial expressions, I guess. Like over the phone you don't get that, and you get their tone of voice, and if they sound blunt then you're like, oh well, cue then. Like it comes across as rude, and then I think that is what plays on the anxiety, like, oh no, that phone call like didn't go well at all, I'll be thinking about it for years to come. But I think I'm slowly getting over it now, but I know it's not just me out there that experiences from this, so if you do experience from it, let me know, and let me know how you got over it, or if you're still struggling with it, I'd like to know. The next thing, I guess, is also, I think everyone deep down has this fear, and it's not really out there, but it's just a fear of heights. What I really think about it, I'm afraid of heights, I think, because when I watch, like, there's these particular videos online and it's like people wearing like GoPros and stuff on their head looking down over the edges of buildings, and they're like skateboarding on there, doing parkour on these like really high up scaffolding kind of structures. And that freaks me the fuck out. I hate it, and I feel sick, sweaty, anxious. I'm gonna pass out, I'm gonna fall off this building. And I guess that's the purpose of them making these videos, like they want you to feel that and make them seem superior, I guess, that they're hanging off the edge of a building and there's the risk of death, that impending doom that I don't want to feel. And yeah, I hate it. But I think mainly the fear of heights for me personally comes from feeling unsafe. So if I go to like a theme park and go on a fairground ride and you're strapped in all safe, then it's not too bad because it's sort of like the adrenaline rush and it's fun. But if there was obviously no straps, 100 feet in the air, no. I think I'm afraid of like really small heights because at my old job we had to put things up on the ceilings and I was like not even 3 feet off the ground, like 2 feet off the ground. I was stood on a chair and looking up. The like feeling of like falling backwards freaks me out, and I think maybe it's not the falling I'm scared of, it's the impact and like the thought of possibly hurting myself, obviously because of my physical conditions. Like the smallest injury can be kind of severe, I guess, for me. So maybe it's not the actual being up high and the falling, it's I guess the impact. But I think that's the overall fear of heights, is falling and hitting the ground. Even though when I play Grand Theft Auto it's really fun to like yeet myself off a building and then like, yeah, anyway. The next thing I'm kind of scared of is probably like a really silly thing to be scared of. I'm gonna say that for every single fear because this one is quite silly, because it's basically about rats. Don't at me, okay? But more specifically and disgustingly, it's dead rats, because I love rats, okay? Let me trace back. I love rats and mice when they're alive because they're very cute, and a lot of my friends have pet rats and I think they're absolutely adorable. But it's dead rats and mice because my neighbour's cat left me a little present outside the door of like a dead mouse, and I can't deal with it. Like Ben had to like kick it into the grass somewhere because I'm not touching it for a start. It could be germs, diseases, like no, even with gloves I'm not going to touch it. But it came from not my last job, the job before. I made myself like a cup of coffee in like a thermos kind of cup. This was on a Friday, I think. I'm really bad for drinking coffee, which is why whenever someone offers me if they want to make me a cup of coffee or like a cup of tea, I will ask for half a cup because I will not drink the whole thing. So if someone makes me a full cup, I'm only going to drink half of it. I don't know why I do it, I just do. Made myself a cup of coffee, like quite a big cup, I don't know why I did that. And obviously I didn't drink it, I just left it with the lid off. And it was Friday, obviously I didn't work weekends then, so when I came back on the Monday I was like, oh yeah, it's Monday, it's cold, you know, start of the week, I want some caffeine. So I made myself like a new cup of coffee. Went to make myself a new cup of coffee, and the cup was kind of like heavy, so I was like, oh, it's just a bit black, like it looks a bit mouldy. So I like put some washing up liquid in the cup, put some water in there, swirled it around a little bit, and sort of like, oh, what was that? Like it smells funny. And I tipped it out in the sink and there was just like a thunk. And I was like, ew, like mould isn't that heavy, but whatever. Continued to rinse the cup out, and then like the thing wasn't going down the sink, like, you know, when there's like a build-up of like mould, or like when you try and put food down the sink, it won't go down. So I was like, okay, so I just like turned the tap on a bit harder to try and wash the mould down the sink. I was like, nothing's happening. And then I got in really close to it, and I was like, what is that? And the mould had a tail, and it wasn't black mould at all. It was a dead baby rat or mouse, and I just lost it. Nearly being sick. I was a bit like hysterical, I guess. I don't really know what to do, and I was like sweating, felt really sick, like goosebumps and shivers like everywhere, and I was just like freaking out. So I went in like the other room, because I was like, the room we worked and then the kitchen was like outside of that bit. So I went in the other room, I was just like freaking out, like, there's a dead rat in the sink. And then my other colleague came out. He doesn't speak a lot of English, he's from Poland, and he was just like, oh, he had his gloves on, and he just like picked the rat up by its tail and was like, oh. And then just like took it outside for me, while I'm just there traumatized for my life. And I was like, no. So I binned the cup. I wanted to set it on fire. Yeah, I'm still not over it, I guess, this day. And like what makes me laugh actually is I wrote about it on Facebook like when it happened. I was like, yeah, just casual Monday, finding a dead rat in your coffee. And obviously Facebook memories, so every year it comes up on that day, and I sort of have to relive it. So yeah, that's why I really don't get on well with like dead rats and mice. But if you have live ones, that's fine. They're very cute, but just I think I need therapy. And my last but very weird phobia. I think it's a phobia, I'm not too sure, because I've done so much like research about this, because it's a main thing that really affects not like day-to-day life, I guess, but just certain aspects of my life it does really affect, and maybe I should probably seek professional help about it instead of Googling my symptoms, as I always do. But it is the fear of the air raid siren, and I think it's called phonophobia, but that's more so about just loud sounds, but maybe that's why it's linked to my fear of answering the phone, because it's that initial loud sound, I guess. I'm not too sure. And I also sort of like researched that it isn't necessarily a phobia, it's more so an anxiety disorder, also called, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, I'll put it on the screen somewhere, but it's called hyperacusis, and I don't know what any of these words mean, basically. So if you've heard of this or even experienced the same thing as me, please leave a comment below and just let me know what the hell is going on in my brain. I would really appreciate that, but I've suffered from it for many years. I think the main trigger was when I think I was 8. I don't really know, between like 6 and 8 years old. Me and my family would always like travel up to Coventry to see my family, and there was like this World War history museum, and part of this museum was like a tour you could go on, and there was like live action sounds, and then you had like the flashing lights, like bombs exploding, and then lo and behold, the sound of Satan himself would start blaring, and it was the air raid siren, and it just freaked me out. And it used to be related to like fireworks. I used to hate fireworks, but I love them now. I think it's just loud sounds, maybe, but for me, with the siren, it's the rising sound, which like really triggers the initial anxiety as soon as I hear it, and then also coming down also triggers the anxiety, because I know the sound's gonna rise, and then I'm anxious, and then like the coming down sound, because I know it's gonna go back up again. And I really, really hate it. I'm not so bad with it now, but if it catches me off guard, then I'm going to freak out, and I do cry. I feel dizzy, sort of like, I don't know what the effect is, but like my eyes sort of like like all around goes black, like an Instagram filter. Everything like feels really closed in, sweating, nauseous, goosebumps, hot sweats, feel sick, and like I'll find it hard to breathe. So this is like probably my legit fear. I was going to mention clowns in this video, but that's sort of like a really common fear. But this one I think is weird, and not many people I know experience it. I know one person, one of my friends, suffers the same thing, so it's kind of nice to be able to relate to someone who knows what I'm going through, not just looking at me like, Is she okay? Is she on drugs? So yeah, mainly like films will affect me. I can't watch Silent Hill. I used to love watching the Mythbusters, but whenever they tested explosives, they'd do the sound, so I can't listen to that. Can't watch it. And just like, yeah, some mainly films, but also music. And we all know and love the song Indestructible by Disturbed. I have to skip like the first couple of seconds because I just can't do it. So when it comes on my headphones, like on my Spotify, I'm like it sounds really, really pathetic, but I hate it, like, and it freaks me out, it really does. My old job working at the pub with live music, a lot of metal and rock bands always, for some reason, play the air raid siren in their songs, and I would have to leave the room and have a mental breakdown. So yeah, I don't know why I experienced this. I also did some like deep diving and research, and it's like linked to fibromyalgia apparently, but obviously when I was young I didn't have that then, so did that lead to me having it now? I don't know. At the same time, I find it fascinating because I want to learn and research about something that affects me, just like having fibromyalgia. Like, obviously I did the research so I could like understand it a bit more. So I kind of want to do the same thing for this. So yeah, I don't really fully understand it yet. If you do, again, please let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. And I'm not sure if it's worth seeing a health professional about this. They also might think I'm a bit cuckoo in the head, which is understandable because I do too. Yeah, that's like the main thing that does affect me. And I don't know why. I don't know where it started from. I don't know how it happened. I don't know why the frequency bothers me, because when I hear a like fire engine, ambulance, police siren, it's fine because it's a higher and quicker frequency compared to the air raid siren. So, and one of my dear friends suggested to me like exposure therapy. So occasionally I do try my hardest to listen to tiny little clips, like 2-3 seconds at a time. And I found this hilarious video actually on YouTube of a kid crying that sounds like the siren, and I thought that was hilarious. The sound didn't bother me at all because I'm like, oh, it's just a kid crying. So I try and watch that to try and like expose myself to the noise a bit more. Obviously it's a child crying is not an accurate representation of that sound, but it's helping a little bit. Yeah, those are all my weird and wonderful fears and phobias. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I had lots of fun making it for you and talking about my weird brain, I suppose. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and please leave me a comment down below. What fears do you have? I'd love to know so I don't feel so alone. If you have the same fears and phobias as me, also leave a comment, and if not, just say hi. And make sure to click that big red subscribe button to become a member of the JelliBean family. I would love to have you. And until my next video, stay weird. I guess. Yeah, I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye!